I'm Seth Berkebon, and this is the Monroe County Reporter. Top story this week, Monroe County holds its first jury trial in over a year since COVID-19 started. Here's Will Davis from Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida with more details.
His accused murderer, Raymond Chambliss, went on trial this week in Monroe County Courthouse, the first trial in more than a year. And one of the first witnesses said that Chambliss said, "Oh God, what have I done?" after he shot and killed his girlfriend, Tanya Harry. Details in this week's Reporter. City Councilman Julia Stroud has questions about a Facebook post from County Commissioner John Ambrose. Find out what Stroud had problems he had with it, what Ambrose's reaction was to it, and what the outcome might be. All the details in this week's Monroe County Reporter.
Mike Jones here with Ken's. It's tax season 2021 and we make your tax check stretch. Middle Georgia's only in-store service plus the best brands in the business and 10, 20, and 30% off and free installation on all car stereo. Come see us at Ken's and make it in one of our offices.
I told you you're the best thing I ever saw.
I smell a rat, says Monroe County Commissioner George Imami. Here's Will with more details about H&H Timberlands.
Commissioner George Imami says he smells a rat. He is concerned about plans to annex more property, about 600 acres, into the city by H&H Timberlands and their subsidiaries. Of course, they controversially annexed 1,000 acres in last year. And also, Imami's also concerned about plans to close a road on the property before the county commissioners, which some commissioners said had nothing to do with an H&H. Imami says he has questions. Find out all the details in this week's report.
I'm Seth Berkebon, and this is the Monroe County Reporter Incident of the Week. On March 18th, a man was arrested for tearing up his grandmother's house. Officer Richard Maddox arrived at the house and told the man to come downstairs. When he came downstairs, he had no shirt on, was sweating profusely, and his pants were falling down. The officer told the man to pull his pants up, and then he asked him what had happened. The man said that the house was always a mess and that he was always having to clean it up. Officer Maddox went upstairs to find clothes strewn all over the stairs, as well as in the bedroom, along with other miscellaneous items. He also saw large indentations in the hardwood floors. When the man spoke to his grandmother, she said that he was ranting and raving and throwing things down the stairs, and then he went up into the room where he slammed a metal barbell on the floor multiple times. She also said that she feared him and was afraid that he would hurt her. The man was arrested that evening for disorderly conduct.
Monroe County's #1 real estate company, The Brokery, now offers the full gamut of real estate services. The Brokery has long been a top seller and lister of homes, land, and real estate, and now they can do it all, no matter what you need. Renovations to prepare for a sale, the best mortgage rates from Prime Point Mortgage, listing and brokerage services to move property, all under one roof. From the real estate professionals at The Brokery, go to their website or find them right here in Forsyth on 30 East Johnston Street. Will Davis here on assignment for the Reporter down in Orlando, Florida, but I want to point out that in this week's newspaper, find out about Georgia's first winery. It was actually in Monroe County. It was torn down this past week. Find out more details about the old Happy Bee Winery in Monroe County, Georgia in this week's newspaper.
My name's Cameron Joyner and I'm with the Friends of Israel Gospel Ministry. We want to take an opportunity to invite the community in Monroe County out to New Providence Baptist Church on Friday, April 2nd at 7:30 p.m. We're going to be celebrating Christ in the Passover.
This week in sports, Mary Person's baseball team sits at the top of the region at 4-0, with junior Eric Snow on pace to set a national record. He's hit 10 triples this season. The national record is 16. It was set in 2009.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, whichever time it is you're listening to this and watching this broadcast. I'm Don Daniel, and I write the column in the Reporter on the outside looking in. Will is not here. Well, Will's gone. No, he's just not here today. I'm sure he'll be back next week, fully recuperating after being on vacation down at Mickey Mouse Land, and I'm sure that he will come back with vengeance next week. But I'm here to fill the space, so let's talk about a couple of things. First thing I want to talk about, and you can read in my column because I'm going to reiterate it in my column. I think the Forsyth City Councilman that is trying to jump on the bandwagon about what County Commissioner John Ambrose posted is sort of ridiculous. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. So John Ambrose, let me make a suggestion to you. Councilman Stroud is saying that you ought to be investigated. Why don't you turn the tables on him, and why don't you get the grand jury or the county district attorney to investigate him? Julius Stroud, city councilman, for his comments he made during the march, the Black Lives Matter march here in Forsyth. And of course he said some very, I don't want to say derogatory, he commented on some things about Will. So, we have a free speech. If you read my column this week, we have a nation that is supposed to be unlimited with free speech. We have the right of free speech. There's one thing, though, that sort of limits the right of free speech, as every journalist should know, and you should know too. If you say something that is libelous against someone, if it's an untruth, if it's a story or a lie or a derogatory comment, you can be sued for libel and slander. That's the only thing that prevents us from having free speech. But it's free speech, you can still say it. But if you want to get sued for libel and slander, and guess what? The proof is on the other party to prove that it's libel and slander. Enough legalese today. But anyway, Monroe County, interesting story. I subscribe to the Wall Street Journal, and a very interesting story is that just about all across the nation, there are a lack of real estate agents. Hello, that's what I said. A lack of real estate agents. There's a whole lot of property, but there's not enough real estate agents. You'll have to read in more detail in my column this coming week. Again, Will raises in this week's Reporter, which I hope you're going to get a copy. In this week's Reporter, he reveals something that we all need to be concerned about. Is this H&H property wants to annex some more property, 500 something acres to the 1,300 that they already have. The city wants to annex some more property. Will raises some very interesting questions, and I think you need to read the Reporter to get real up to date on this. And again, there's some insinuated, I'm going to say it's insinuated, hanky-panky going on. So anyway, it's going to be a long, drawn-out story, and Will probably have it some more. He's probably down at Mickey Mouse World, not thinking about it. So he'll be ready when he comes back. Again, there's some really lot of interesting stories in this week's Reporter. And I want to emphasize something. People laugh at me when I say I enjoy reading the legals. The legals, the Monroe County Reporter, is a legal organ for Monroe County. You ought to read it because the city and the county and other lawyers are required to publish certain documents in the legal organ of the county. So yeah, I enjoy reading the legals, and also the grand jury presentments have to be published in the paper. But again, I am a total 100% advocate of a free speech, and I think it's really sad, like the county commissioners are trying to limit free speech. The city councilman is trying to limit free speech, so I think we got a problem that only us citizens can resolve. Y'all read this coming week column on the outside looking in, and you will see even more diatribes on my part. Have a great weekend and have a great day. Bye, y'all.
You know, we're experiencing another surge in COVID, and some people are concerned that we might experience another toilet paper shortage as we did back in March. Well, we've got a solution for you. My brand new book, On the Porch, a collection of my columns from the past 13 years serving here in Monroe County and all around small towns around the South where I've worked. Great stories, funny stories, and hopefully encouraging and inspiring stories. It's only $17 here at the Monroe County Reporter, and it'll serve two purposes. It'll maybe make you laugh, and hey, in case of a toilet paper shortage, you'll be prepared.